Okay, so I previously took a whole lot of videos that I'm probably never going to get around to editing and stitching together. I meant to do an unboxing and all that kind of stuff with this CNC machine, CNC router. Show all the capabilities, what you kind of go through to get it working good, what it can do just by itself, stock, no modifications. Yeah, none of that editing is going to happen, so we'll see if this can be a quick video, or a long video probably actually, if what I want to do works. It's going to take a little while to get it set up. You can see right here I have milled aluminum. That's with an 1/8 inch carbide 4-flute bit. I have also in the past milled, well, I mean, my bad, this here is steel. This was aluminum. I carved a bunch of junk in it and milled it a bit, milled some pieces out of it just to see like what good speeds were. It's doing all that fine. Aluminum, steel, you know, you just find the right speeds. It may chatter a bit, but seems to be capable enough. May not be the best finish, but it's plenty capable. So anyways, today I want to do my 4th axis on a piece of a PVC. Try to put some, like a turbine on it, basically, blades. Just kind of learning CAD and doing a turbine, and then how to do 4th axis with Fusion 360, which is a pain. It's not the greatest, but I guess supposedly it's the cheapest for being able to do the most stuff. So, like it does wrapped toolpaths rather than like just a full 3D. And you can't even do a full wrap. You have to like cut it into pieces so that it doesn't go through 360 degrees around. And then it can't be like a cone. It's got to be like a cylinder. It's got a lot of limitations. So look that up. You may not even find it, but I'm saying it right here. Before you pay for Fusion 360, there is limitations. So I'm not totally sure if that was the best buy or not, but you have to buy it to do 4th axis. The limited 4th axis that it can do, you have to buy it to be able to do that. You can't use the free version. So I don't know. We'll see in a year whether I re-up my subscription on that. Okay, so looks like Mach has synced with my pendant here. Now my pendant, I have done a lot of different macros on it, custom macros. This one zeros the axis that you're on. This is probe Z, so originally the function probe Z makes it do an automatic 0. You'll see me do that. If I'm using it with the rotary axis though, you want it to probe, and then you want it to do an offset to come to the center of the rotary. So I will be doing a probe on here, and I have the macro that's on this. So if I don't do function in probe Z, I have the macro that's on that doing a probe Z that has the offset built in for my rotary. So so there's a couple different ones. This spindle on, so function spindle on and off. If I don't do the function, the macro on that sets the spindle to 3000 RPM, so that whenever I'm using an edge finder, it's about the right speed. It works good for that. This macro up here divides by 2, so when you do an edge on both sides of a tube or something, and then you hit divide by 2, now you're 0, and then you say, well, you 0 on one side, then you go to the other side, figure out where it's at, hit divide by 2, and now your 0 is, for that axis, is halfway, so it'll come to the center of that piece, to the center of a tube. Any other macros can I think of off the top of my head that I have? Can't think of them. Anyways, if I'm using them, I'll tell you about them. But I think that's all the main macros I have set. So let's set up this on a piece of PVC pipe on that end. Oh, another one that I do. Well, no, yeah, I don't have to do that. The function, the machine home, that sets all your zeros. so that when Fusion 360 calls a G28 command at the end and goes to home, you don't want it to have return to, like, say, this position where it's at, where it started up, which is currently the machine home. So this will, I can set it to a good spot and then say machine home on my macro, and or the function key, and that puts it to a good spot after working wherever it's going to work. So let's see how we can get this guy set up so we can start moving here. Won't be the greatest setup or lighting, but we're going to do it. Alright, so this wonderful tool here, set it to Z, and let's get out of there. Not working yet. Gotta hit reset. And reset again. Keep hitting reset until Mach says that the device is ready. Alright, so now we're moving. We'll just do like this here and move Z on up. All the way. Let's move a little faster. This pendant is fairly nice for quick movements. When you want to move according to the dial on here, you pretty much, you might as well not even have numbers on here because they don't do anything good for you. You can click, 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 and one at a time as long as you wait for it to happen. You can do that when you're doing a step mode. If you just try to spin it to 10, like 0 to 10 real fast, it's not going to know that. It's going to click once for having done that. And then the next time you move, it's more like a movement. So anytime you do a movement, that equals one step. So yeah, that part of it's kind of no good. I'm going to go ahead and zero my Z at that height for now. Z. There are little metal shards all over the place from doing steel. Goodness, I just got in my finger. Alright, let's get the y-axis kind of far back here. Let's go faster than that. Get this guy back here somewhere. Okay, now another thing about doing on the rotary axis is it's so high, I'm going to have to undo the spindle and slip it upwards so that I can actually work on against the rotary axis. So that's next coming up. Maybe I will cut that out. We'll see. Or you might just have to watch the whole thing. Alright. Y-axis. Go back a little further. Really don't need it back that far. Alright, we'll 0 Y. X. Let's get a little closer. Really, I'm hitting 0 on this right now, but I'm going to go back and change all these zeros. Right now what we want is that's going to become my machine 0. So I'm going to hit this guy here. So that is my machine 0. Maybe. Machine home. Why is that not working? You gotta love that. That button's supposed to work. Oh, my bad. I'm hitting the macro that doesn't work. Function machine home. Did that work? Yeah, if there was a macro attached to that, I think I already messed it up. No zeroing while running. You're not running. Yeah, I broke it. Gotta reset Mach. Because the macro that I have behind this is bad. I need to take it off there. Reset Mach. Set up all your macros. You got config plugins. Configure this guy. The custom macro for this, number 2. That macro is no good. Should change that guy to none. Because I just crashed my whole operation. Alright. Close Mach. Yes. Save. open Mach. Just keeping you from seeing my desktop. Not that it's anything special. Well, it is special. It's my kids. Alright. So now this is our machine 0. How about that? Which is where we wanted it anyways. That's what the button would have done. Okay, now we're at machine 0 here. Now when you lift the spindle, and there are little shards everywhere. I don't know if you can see these. See if we can get close enough. Little shards of metal all over everything. So I gotta do something better about that. Aluminum didn't seem to be isn't that bad because it's not magnetic. But doing this steel stuff is no fun for that. I lift this guy way up because not only do I need to get that bit in there, I need to get my edge finder, which is even taller of a bit. So you just lift her all the way up. Thereabouts. Tighten down on it a bit. What I like to do is just tighten using like a half of the Allen wrench. That way I don't get it too tight. Because each time you tighten one of them, the other one's going to be loose. So you just keep doing that. Like about half until your finger hurts. That's about good enough. My torque wrench. Okay, now we got enough height. Gotta get that bit out of there so we can get an edge finder on it. Get that collet out of there so my edge finder is bigger. An edge finder. It's like a small one, 1/8 inch. Alright, I had a little interruption there, so now this is 2 videos I have to stitch together, so good luck seeing this one. If you end up seeing it, you're lucky. Because now it's going to take some video editing. Alright, so this just wiggles back and forth. You get it spinning, and it kind of locks on. We're going to put our piece of PVC on here. We have to indicate that too, so that should be fine. Maybe we're going to move it just a little. So I'm going to indicate it. Man, these little shards are everywhere. So we'll just lock it down. Can you see that? Probably can't see the needle, but anyways, find the high spot. About. Let's do it here. Nice spot. And tell the A-axis to jog. Probably not that fast. Maybe. Find the high spot. Push down. Ooh, boy, that was a lot. That was looser than I was expecting. Whoa, that did not work out. A little too much grip. Alright, we're like in 5 thousandths, which is probably about as good as that gets on a piece of PVC. Granted, I did turn that piece right there a little bit. A little bit. Make sure to take this back out. Yeah, less than 5,000. You probably can't see that. I'm gonna try it again here. That'll do. Now we find the edge. So we need to get kind of close first before I crank up the spindle. So I'm on my y-axis. Move around. Thereabouts. Z, bring it down. Woo! Too far. Yeah, so my home is not going to be great on that. Don't really want that home because it's too high. Alright, somewhere around there. Come in on Y. Slow down Y. Sure if you can see this or not. Let's just get it about right here. Yes. Bring in Y. We're gonna be good enough to hit that. Nah, we're going to bring Z up a little bit. So that the top doesn't hit and the little piece does. Alright, now we're going to crank up our spindle with our special macro here. Should run about 3,000 RPM. Set. Actually, that's 0Z. 0 or Z axis. So I can return to this when I'm on the other side. I need to return to the same Z height. 0 X axis also, because we don't want that guy moving anytime soon. Y axis we're going to 0 after we find the edge. Alright, so we're on Y. Let's go to step. Y, we're going to go to step. And we'll just move over until that guy makes a noise, and then we're going to move back. Well, like that. That kicks out. Now it's back. Switch our step to a lot smaller and start stepping in. Make sure that we're hitting down low before we hit up high. I think we are. So it went quiet, so it's just a couple more steps. Step back once, 0 my Y, and go to function, safe Z. Nope, that didn't work. Alright, let's just get out of here. Alright, safe Z did not work. Not real sure why. Safe Z ignored Z height already higher than safe Z setting. Yeah, that's not right. I definitely don't want that to happen. Safe Z. Anyways. So that part's useless for me at the moment because I didn't set it right. Come on now. Alright, what does my machine chords look like? Safety 0 is 1.5. Yeah, why is that? What was I at when I had a machine reset? That could be dangerous. I don't like it. Because when it calls a G28, it's going to go to weird areas. Don't like it at all. I'm going to restart all this. Alright. Let's stop the spindle. Z height. Let's go all the way up. Y, let's move back a ways. I'm good where X is. Macro home. Let's do this function. I'm gonna hit that work home there. Should hopefully zero out all my machine coordinates. At least X, Y, and Z. I don't really care about A. Okay. I'm gonna go back to regular coordinates. I should change back to regular coordinates. Alright, let's do this again. It's a pain. But anyways. Move it in kind of close. Move Z down. Whoop. It's a pain. Hope I didn't mess up too much there. Alright, let's see. Are we good enough to get good reading? I think we are. 0Z. So that way I can return to that Z real fast. Yeah, so safe Z and the macro 6 are opposite. So safe Z brings it up to your safe Z, and the macro 6 that's on the same button brings it down to Z height, Z0, which is good for this. Alright. Use macro 8 to crank up my spindle. X-axis, let's go ahead and zero that guy out. Y-axis, now we're moving you in, hopefully, soon. Come on, move. Was that a step? Let's go step mode. Zero Y function safe C. Yeah, that's how that's supposed to work. That's my safe C height. So now I can move Y faster than that, hopefully. To the other side. Come on now. Use my macro for safe Z, except for it's not the macro for safe Z, it's the macro for Z. Brings it right down there, which is great. Walk this guy in. Change it to step mode. Click. Thousandths. Alright, what are we going to do here? We don't zero. We do hit our... When it jumps out, we're going to jump back 1 thou. And hit this macro, which is going to divide by 2. And then we'll do our macro 6, which will jump it back up. No, we'll say safe C after that. Okay. Did I get your pattern right, or you get it wrong? Ow, ow, ow. Those shards give me splinters. Ow, that hurts. Should have vacuumed this area. Divide by 2. Safe C. Alright. So now, if I go to work home, well, I really wasn't expecting the A-axis to come into play there, but anyways, now we're good. We're at safe Z, but we're at XY home, and actually our Z-axis was good for doing that, but now we're going to change it. So shut down the spindle and change the bit to the one we're going to actually use. Move Y. Continuous move. Over here to where we can work on it. I have so many splinters in my fingers now. Goodness. Oh, these are like fiberglass. Little shards of steel everywhere. Everybody's gonna be like, where are gloves, dude? They're back from replaced. Yeah, I don't stay clean, I'm sorry. Take that guy out. Also take out the, man, this is just like fiberglass. Except it hurts worse. Fiberglass makes you itch. This junk hurts. Every time I try to pick up something. I have little bitty shards all in my fingertips. And this thing picks them up because it's got a magnet on it. Yeah, that's nice. That's great. And I'm using the same bit for plastic. I hope a microfiber takes these out of my finger. Ow. Okay, so now we have to zero the Z height. And move it over the top of this guy. X. Fast. Very fast. Why not so fast? Come on. Stick this guy on there. This is the Z probe, automatic Z probe. Now instead of probing Z with my function key, I'm just going to hit the macro, which will make it do a probe Z for the A axis. I have them only like returning up by like 1,000th or 5,000ths or something, so that it won't ran into the top here when you're at this point. Okay, now we function work home. And we should be ready to run some code. Let's see how it does. Load G-code. Where is my other G-code? I think it's under Fusion. G-code. Turbine 1. Make sure. Just edit it. Make sure I put this pause in here, because I got a G4 P10 to pause it 10 seconds. Wait for the spindle to speed up. For some reason it doesn't have that feedback, so what should we do? Run it? I like to run it from here. So you just hit your start button, you hit it once, it usually doesn't work because it says that's a hold. And you, oops, maybe it did go. Yeah, I think I did a feed hold. Alright, here goes. Ten-second hold. There goes. Okay, I might have got my height wrong. No, I think it's drilling down. Give you a good view. Now, I don't like the way this runs. This seems to wait forever and then goes really fast. That was definitely a bad speed. It's not clearing chips at all. Doing a good job though, other than the speed. Holy cow. That was a serious rapid. Wow. I think I'm gonna change the spindle speed on the turbine too and see if that's better. Go up a little bit on speed here. Alright, so now we have to close that G-code and load the next, because of the way Fusion works. Load turbine 2, which is the other 180 degrees of that guy. We're gonna edit this and change our spindle speed up to about 15,000. 1, 2, 3. And also here. See if that helps a little. Save. Alright. Hit start on my pendant. It says nothing to feed hold. Hit start again. And that usually ranks it up. Now this should do the other 180 degrees, in theory. We'll see if it leaves all that junk. This is where it's doing a helix feed in. Helix, whatever you want to call it. Sounds cleaner. We'll see. Oh! Why did it slow down? That's too bad. It must have had another speed after the helix, so it just slowed it right back down. I think I can use my pendant to speed that up. Right up to a little over 15K. We'll see if that helps. Maybe make it cleaner. It ain't making it cleaner. Probably just need to use a 2 foot. That'll make it cleaner. But it's just not traveling fast enough. Well, still kind of cool. Alright. I need like a plastic wire brush. Pretty sure this little paintbrush ain't gonna do the trick. It did the job though. Totally did it. Let's see if I can find something to brush that off. Stainless. Let's just scratch into that. Not clean. What happens if you just run it twice? Probably that's what you need a cleaning pass for. I mean a finishing pass for. Let's rotate the A-axis a bit. There's some clean area right there. I broke that one off. Scraping it. Anyways. That's a start. Anyways, see that my little turbine blades there? Just imagine an end canal. That's a broken one. Yeah, this is end canal, right? How do you say that word? Or stainless. So there you have it. Successful programming, at least. It's in plastic, so, you know, looks terrible. Maybe next time you see it, it'll be in steel of some sort. Maybe it'll be a worthwhile design at that point, too. See you later.